Brian, since it's officially 2022, I do want to look ahead to a big date that is looming on the NBA calendar, and that is the trade deadline, which is a little over a month away. And they're starting to heat up a little bit. So I want to start with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're currently 6th in the East, but are they going to be buyers or sellers before the trade deadline?
Boy, it sounds like buyers, Malika. As I talk to people around the league, the Cavs are one of the most active teams. They're talking to 3 or 4 different teams about scenarios. They want perimeter players. They want guards. They've obviously had Ricky Rubio and Colin Sexton out for the year. And they've got Rubio's contract now, $16 million. And they have a couple of valuable draft picks. They've got their first-round pick this year if they want to move it. Plus, they have the Houston Rockets second-round pick and the San Antonio Spurs second-round pick. You package those together with that Rubio contract, you may be able to find some help on the perimeter for this year. So the Cavs are being very active. I would almost guarantee that they're going to make deals beyond what they just did for Rajon Rondo. Okay, so then let's move to the West, to the Lakers. You're hearing that the Lakers are making calls, but what exactly are they looking to do here? Yeah, so they already offloaded a player in Rondo to create a roster spot, and they are looking to do more of that, Malika. From teams that I've talked to, they are out there with LeBron starting at center and eventually getting Anthony Davis back. They are looking to move DeAndre Jordan, not necessarily for another player, but to move him so that they can open up a roster spot. Kent Bazemore is another player that they've been willing to talk about in talking to some other teams. And I think, again, their goal is open up a roster spot. The Rondo move looks like it was going to be designed for Stanley Johnson to fill, but they may look in the buyout market for another player or two. They're trying to figure out how to do that. So from east to west, let's go back east because we saved a little bit of fireworks for last. I want to share some sound from Hawks GM Travis Schlenk, who was not in a very good mood yesterday morning. So take a listen.
You know, maybe it wasn't such a great idea to bring everybody back. Like, that's on me. And that's what, you know, we have a few weeks here before the trade deadline. That's what I need to figure out. You know, as you mentioned, it's, you know, there's only 2 times we can really make changes here, right? The draft, free agency, and the trade deadline. And, you know, it's my responsibility to put a product on the floor that can win. And right now I'm questioning whether or not I've done that. And maybe I need to lower my expectations for this team.
So, yeah, kind of went a little bit scorched earth there. Brian, what was the reaction around the league to those comments?
Well, the initial reaction when people heard it was, Travis, no, stop. What are you doing? Don't do that. You're saying the stuff that should stay private out loud. But I think this is a signal to the league that the Hawks are going to be open for business. They spent over $400 million to keep this core team together last offseason. And there are certain guys on their roster who are going to be untouchable. But the guy you got to keep an eye on is going to be Cam Reddish. That's a guy who has had some ups and downs in his career, has had some great games this year. Certainly if you're looking for a good young player, Cam Reddish could be your guy. And he's also due a contract extension. And I don't know if the Hawks can spend much more money. So I would look for possibly a shakeup involving Reddish. They could talk with some other players. I think they're looking to attach Solomon Hill to a deal so they could potentially get something more back. Danilo Gallinari maybe as well. But I would say that the Hawks are a team that's likely to do something as they continue to underachieve.
Well, especially because the last time I sat down with Trae Young, he said, I'm not going to be satisfied until we bring a championship to Atlanta. They set a high bar last season, and they're looking to avenge what happened at the end of it. And so the decision is going to be, is this current roster as constructed, as we just heard Travis Schlenk pontificate about, is it going to be one that we can win with moving forward?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.